I have a very strong opinion on this. Hello friends, how are you? I hope that you're well. You must excuse I have a bit of a sore throat. I don't smoke 60 cigarettes a day, I just sound like I do. I've been feeling really uninspired lately, and I was like, what kind of videos do I want to do videos about? Obviously theatre, but what? And there's been loads of topics come up that I just want to talk about, but I don't want to do a specific video on it. So this is maybe a new segment on my channel, probably not, because I've said this loads of times and then not followed through. It's just who I am. Commitment issues. But I was thinking maybe once a month I would just talk about the things that have come up that month in the theatre world that we want to just spill a little tea on. I don't have a cup to do a spilling the tea moment on, you know, I don't have that. So you're just gonna have to deal with me imaginarily going like this. Imaginarily, that's not a word. Anyway, if you have a name for this segment, give me a shout. I was thinking something to do with Patty Lapone, Mandy Patinkin. That would have been good for the great comet drama. Anyway, I need to stop that. I wrote down things that have happened recently that I want to talk about. First things first, let's talk about Mulan. Mulan is being remade. Now, I love Mulan. I think it's a great film. I'll Make a Man Out of You goes down as one of the best songs ever. Ever, right? There's just something about hearing those drums. Hope he doesn't see right through me. I really like when Disney do songs that have got loads of different people's perspectives in it. You know, I Have a Dream from Tangled, another great version of the same kind of song. Anyway, Mulan is coming out. Now, I've seen some people happy and I've seen some people angry. Now, the original Mulan was not that culturally correct. It got a lot of things wrong. It was quite offensive. I don't think intentionally, but obviously we should have always been correctly showing different cultures. You know, people are more aware now. So I'm really hoping that this version of Mulan will be a really great opportunity to see the original film and the original story that we all love in a more culturally appropriate way. However, I am sad that there's not going to be any songs, because I'll Make a Man Out of You and Reflection, how can I deal without them? I suppose we do always have the original, so we can go back and listen onto that, and this is a great opportunity. So that's my opinion on the Mulan tea. Keeping on the subject of Disney, Ariel. Oh my goodness. We've got a BAME actor playing Ariel, which I think is really cool. So her name is Halle Bailey. Oh my god, for the first 3 days of being announced, I thought it was Halle Berry, and I was like, I mean, is she not a smidge old? But I also think it's quite exciting. And I've seen a couple of videos of her singing. Her voice is amazing. I haven't actually seen any of the live actions from Disney. So me being here I think it's gonna be great. It's possibly a load of crap because I've not seen any of the other live actions, but I love The Little Mermaid and I love Ariel and I love Ursula, so I'm very excited for it. I think it's amazing that young people of colour are able to see themselves represented in a Disney princess. She's just a Disney princess who happens to be a person of colour, rather than we're doing this film about this culture and that's why you have that character. I think if there is a specific storyline, yes, you should have a person of that origin playing that role, but why shouldn't a story that has nothing to do with a particular race or culture or whatever not be a person of colour? So I think it's very exciting to see it. I don't know what they're going to do with their hair. I kind of hope they keep it red because I love black girls with red hair. I think it looks gorgeous, but we'll see. I'm excited. Some more theatre tea. Let's talk about The Prom. I actually did a cover of Unruly Heart, if you want to see it up there. At first I really liked it and then I rewatched it the other day and I hate it. So you can watch it if you want, and if you don't want to, then don't. And if you don't like it, please don't leave me a mean comment because I already don't like it myself. Recently, the film cast has been announced for The Prom, and people are really angry about the casting. For context, The Prom, which is a Broadway show, is being made into a Netflix movie by Ryan Murphy, who created Glee. Woo! In the cast is James Corden, Meryl Streep, Nicole Kidman. Ariana Grande was announced, but somebody told me that she's not doing it anymore. I haven't seen that anywhere, so I don't know. Oh, and Andrew Rannells as well. But people are angry. So the majority of stuff I've seen is people are angry because they're like, oh, well, there's a Broadway cast of people who are there. They're all talented. They're all amazing. They originate the roles. Why shouldn't the film be made with them? I have a very strong opinion on this for two reasons. So firstly, Broadway acting and film acting is very, very different. So to say that someone is incredible on Broadway doesn't necessarily mean that they'll be perfect for the camera. It's very different. It's a different style of acting. It's a different look. Things that work on stage don't work on TV always. You have to put that into consideration. Secondly, there are people out there who aren't really into Broadway and stuff, but maybe they like watching Grease when it pops on the TV, or maybe they'll watch Joseph and the Amazing Technicolor Dreamcoat if it comes on a tour to their town because they've seen it before. You know, these people who, they're not like hardcore theatre nerds, but they're the people who consume media just like everybody else does. There are people who would see the prom advertised and there's names Beth Level, Caitlin Kinnunen, Brooks Ashmanskis, I can never say his name, Brooks Ashmanskis. I literally can't say it. Anyway, they would see their names and they'd see it's a musical about a lesbian teenager who wants to take her girlfriend to prom, and they'd be like, no, I don't want to watch that. Because those people don't know the story and they don't know the actors. And if people don't know the story, the actors will sell it to them. And you have to think about things when you are putting out a big, major film. I personally think it makes sense to cast someone like Meryl Streep or James Corden or Nicole Kidman. Because they're people who are huge, huge celebrities, like truly the top of the game in celebrity world. And if they are in a film, people will go and see that film just because they're in it. And if they're in a film that's a musical, you might even get more people. And if it is spreading the music of the prom and the story of the prom more importantly, then I think that's a success. Obviously, in an ideal world, Broadway performers getting them recognition on mainstream media, but in a world where we want the story to be as spread as possible, I think it makes sense to have cast it the way that it is. So that is my opinion on that. I did feel like in this new theatre tea segment, maybe it's the tea boyage, I thought that we would pay respect to some of the shows that are closing because I want to talk about them, but how does one talk about them in just their own video? We must pay respect to the prom, first of all. I think it's so sad that it's closing, but I am so happy that it is having this film and it will live on. It's going on a tour. It's going to be great. King Kong. A show that I have real mixed feelings about. There were moments of it that I literally adored. I mean, I was sat there with my mouth open, like, amazed, truly amazed. And there were some moments that I was like, not a fan. A show that, as I say though, I have mixed feelings about. Amazing direction by Drew McConey though, and I always think it's sad when a show closes because of all of the people in the show. I mean, on Broadway they have a bigger turnaround of shows, so the exciting thing is that when a show closes, something else opens and it's new opportunities for new people. So I'm very sad about King Kong closing. Be More Chill is closing. I never saw Be More Chill on Broadway, but I saw the off-Broadway production last year. You know that I'm a big supporter of Be More Chill, even though I don't love all the music all the time. I enjoy it, don't get me wrong, and I love the performers, and I'm just a supporter of the production and the journey it's gone on, and it shows the power of the internet and the power of the theatre community to have taken a show that had essentially finished and taken it to Broadway. It's absolutely amazing. So many Broadway debuts in the company. Incredible that they managed to do that, so I'm just happy that that happened, and you know, may it live on either through the internet or a tour. I'm not sure if they're going on a tour, but fingers crossed. And then finally we need to talk about the Cher Show. To put into words how much I love the Cher Show would be an understatement. Honest to God, I can't cope. I have tried everything in my soul to try to get to New York again before the show closes. I just can't make it work. I just don't have the money. I'm trying to buy a house, so. The Cher Show's closing. It is a damn shame. It's going on tour, which is amazing. Stephanie J. Block won the Tony. You know, I feel like we already got so much from the show. I'm so glad that we have the cast album, and I hope with everything in my soul that someday it comes to the UK. I'm very happy that a girl who works at the theatre, I'm not going to say her name because for her privacy, is purchasing me some Cher Show merch, which my friend will then pick up in August, so I will thankfully have a hoodie. so I can spread my share show cheer throughout the world. And then maybe if I wear it in London, maybe a big producer will see me wearing my jumper and then be like, the share show, I should bring it to London. You know, that's the goal. I'm happy that we had it. I'm sad I won't see it again until it comes to London. Woo. Now then, Les Mis is closing. I wasn't going to talk about this, and then yesterday, basically every single person in London and the theatre world talked about it, so I was like, I'll talk about that. Les Mis has closed on the West End after I think 34 years. Maybe that's wrong, 33? I don't know. I don't fact check. Les Mis, the original production, is closing at the Queen's Theatre. It's going to be closed for a while and renamed the Sondheim Theatre, which is very exciting. And then Les Mis will go back in, but it's going to be without the Revolve. I saw the show a few weeks ago so that I could see the Revolve one final time. Just love the show. As soon as the orchestra starts up, you're like, oh my god, it's amazing. I don't think any show kind of is as like reminiscent and as homey as Les Mis. I'll never forget the first time I heard it. It's a long old story, but it's interesting. Maybe I'll tell it one day. So yeah, it's closed yesterday. It's going to be moving to the Gielgud Theatre, where they're going to be doing a staged concert version, which is so exciting. Very sad about the Revolve though. It feels like a member of the cast, so for the show to not have a Revolve anymore feels really weird. Another thing that's come up this month is a new opening of a theatre in London. It's going to be the Turbine Theatre, which is opened by Paul Taylor Mills. I'm sure that you know who he is because he was the producer behind Heathers. I have sung his praises for so many years. He was the producer on Carrie, which is one of my all-time favourite productions ever. I think it was just perfection. I was literally talking about it the other day. Just amazing. He makes some of the most incredible theatre. I just really admire his work. I feel like he produces the theatre that young theatre audiences really want to see, like contemporary theatre with amazing creative teams, just opening up theatre as well. He does a lot of initiatives for like cheaper tickets, which is amazing, and I just think he's great. So it's very, very exciting that opening up his own theatre in Battersea. There's also a really good car boot sale around there on a Sunday morning if you are going to Battersea. You're welcome. And I think that covers it up for musical theatre news and tea. I hope that you enjoyed this video. I hope it wasn't too rambly and scatty. I just thought it'd be a nice like sit down, let's have a chat kind of video. So if you have a name for this like mini series that I might make, let me know. Although, as I say, I may never make a second. Depends how this one does. Thanks so much for watching. I will see you soon. I love you lots. Bye.